The struggles continue as the Knicks lose 106-109 to the Phoenix Suns after a terrible West Coast trip. So now the question is, where do we go from here? With no Jalen Brunson or Josh Hart tonight, the Knicks were led by Deuce McBride and Cat with 23 points apiece. OG had 21 and McCall threw in 15, but it just wasn't enough. When we needed big shots, we were missing our captain and missing the heart of New York. With the season of destiny on the line, who's to blame for all of this? Cat, JB, Coach, the Cup? We'll discuss it all. I'm Miss Knicks with the Knicks and Ish panel, and we're ready to talk some ish. Hit the intro.
Mic check 1, 2. Tell these rappers I'm outside, get them start acting up. Turning hoes to housewives and cleaning the ratchet up. Do it off from boom back to melody rap. If they can put you in the box, then you might as well pack it up. Bars having bars, no cap, I'm Attica, you a precinct. How y'all competing when y'all just decent? Your rhyme efficiency's like logic simplicity. Don't tell me how much that you black, cause I don't see it. That's it. Welcome to Precinct. Fuck the ball. Fuck everybody on the floor. When we see you in the finals, bring that same energy,
Yo.
Yo. It's hard to be pumped up, but I'm going to do my best. It's your favorite panel, live and direct on your YouTube screen. I'm your boy, the infamous One Knickerbocker Avenue, joined by my favorite panel, my favorite brothers and sisters, because we need some therapy tonight, definitely, after that horrible performance. I'm about to call my shrink, up my medication, do something, because the Knicks are pissing me off. But do me a favor, though. You can click like and subscribe to your favorite panel right here on YouTube. Sharing is always caring. Also, be sure to cop yourself some merch at the Knicks and Ish Shopify. As I said, I'm Knickerbocker Ave, joined by the First Lady of Knicks and Ish, Mrs. Knicks, and our beloved co-host who's already sparking up as we speak because we need to do this. Yeah. Mr. Kev Rodriguez. This was a tough one. After going 1-3 on a West Coast trip, the Knicks fall again to the Phoenix Suns, 106-99, as Knicks alluded to. The Knicks have now fallen to 7-10 since winning the elusive or the prestigious or whatever you want to call it, the NBA Sippy Cup. And I don't know how to feel about this yet because we do have some things to discuss because this is not the same Knicks team that was playing in December. This was not, under any circumstance or any stretch of the imagination, the same Knicks team that started the season. This is not the same Knicks team that we've been supporting and we've been loving and we've been, feeling the energy. I mean, we're not expecting to go 82-0. That was never the goal. The goal is obviously the Larry O'Brien, but putting out performances like this is abysmal. So, Kev, why don't you give us the initial reaction that you have over tonight's game, 106-99 to the Phoenix Suns?
I mean, it started off like we were a different team. We looked more energized. We were hitting our shots. We looked more aggressive out there. And then, somewhere along the line, we just lost it. Defensively, we looked lost. Fouling way too much. Pretty much the Phoenix Suns had their way with us. Even with guys like Dylan Brooks not even having such a great game, Devin Booker, like in the fourth quarter, just took over the game. And then shout out to Deuce and OG for trying. I don't know what's up with Cat. He seems like a whole different player right now. This is not the same Cat that we from last year for sure. This is a complete different guy. You could tell something is not right with this team. And I don't know, man. Like it kind of felt like we was gonna lose the game towards the end of it. The way we was turning over the ball, mental mistakes, not hitting shots, not just I don't know, man. It just did not look good. It just did not look like a team that could finish the game off on a good note. And you get what you get, man. An L.
Would you say that ever since the NBA Cup, which happened last month, that this team just kind of like has been resting on its laurels? I mean, because I don't know the games I'm watching. I started it off and I said it like this: this is not the same team. Something is up, and we don't even know where to even look. What do you think?
I mean, we're 2-8 in our last 10 games. That says everything. I mean, teams are uh um getting their way with us. It seems like we shouldn't have had even won that cup. Because it seems like winning that cup took all the energy away from us. It took all the momentum that we had going into the cup. It took it away, and then we win the cup, and now we looking at this completely different team. They look lost, and they don't play together. The ball's not moving the way it should. Um, I don't know, man. Like I don't know if it's a coaching thing. I don't know if it's a player thing. I like I really can't call it. I really can't, man. It's been a frustrating. Uh, I'm gonna say the last 10 games has been really frustrating to watch.
Oh, we're gonna get into that. We're gonna definitely get into that in terms of who's you know, what do you think it can be? But I'm gonna let Sis rock on that one. Your thoughts on tonight?
I'm too old for this shit. I'm too old for this shit. This is not. This is not what this season is all about. I don't want to see this shit no more. I'm over it. If, like Kev said, if this is what winning the cup means, give that shit back. I don't want it. I don't want it. Because this is not the Knicks team that we saw in December. This is not the Knicks team we see on paper. This is not the Knicks team, us Knicks fans that have been Knicks fans our entire lives, who are in our 40s, 50s, 60s, want to see every fucking night. This is not it. From the coach to the fucking players to the softness, I don't like it, and I don't want to see not a motherfucking more game of this nonsense we've been seeing. Because you know what? I just won't fucking watch. And y'all know how hard that is for me to say. But I can't have my blood pressure up here watching this nonsense. And it's just, bro, 20 assists, 20? That's it? That's all we could do? 20? That's not enough. That's not enough. Scoring, we did what we needed to do. We could have won the fucking game. But then you let guys like Gillespie score 7 points in a row, 5 points in a row. I don't know. Then you know what I mean? Like you let fucking Grayson Allen just have his way. And yes, we played a little tougher today, but just wasn't enough. It just wasn't enough. And I'm sorry. On a night where we don't have our captain and we're paying $60 million to Cat, I need more than fucking 23 points. I need more than what Deuce scored. I'm sorry. I don't care. It's just completely unacceptable. Completely unacceptable. And no, we deserve better than this nonsense for sure. And bro, I'm at a loss for words, to be honest. Like, complete loss for words. Hold on, where's this picture at? Hold on, let me pull up the cat that I need to see again, because the cat that we've been seeing, and I'm not blaming cat, but the cat that we've been seeing is not the cat that we signed up for. That's not the cat we fucking gave up Dante DiVincenzo for. Like, come on, man. Like, you gotta do better than this nonsense. I can't even find the picture. Hold on. Y'all can go. Let me share my screen. Hold on. Let me find it that way, because my computer is just not happy with me today.
I can't even be mad at dudes though. 9 of 18 from the field,
Oh,
5
I'm
of
not mad at dudes. I'm
from the
saying
from the from the
Cat, he paid
three-point
60
line,
million.
20,
He needs to be
23.
giving us more.
Yeah, but like Deuce is a bench player. You know what I'm saying? He's stepping into a role to the starting lineup. You know what I mean? To get what he gave us,
This
and
this is the cat I need to see. This cat is missing. Somebody find this cat.
We have to put out an APB on the that version of Karl Anthony Towns because Sis is 1,000,000,000% correct. I don't know what happened. I don't know if winning the NBA Cup, just took the wind out of their sails. I don't know if it's just a matter of we just didn't have JB in tonight because we're missing the spark plug that is Josh Hart. Or maybe Phoenix is just a horrible matchup for us. I'm not even sure how you can even measure this, but the performances that you've been getting in those 4 games, I'm gonna say all 4 games, all 4 West Coast games, the games before leading up to the West Coast trip, and now the first game back from the West Coast trip on Knicks homecoming. Basically, Knicks Legends night all over again, and you're seeing this performance. I mean, we're not even mad of the loss, but what I am mad is the manner of how you lose. Phoenix was not the better team tonight. They just weren't. But they won. And I can't stand that. See, I cannot, as a Knick fan of almost 35, 40 years, continue to accept, games where we lose, where we were the better team, despite all the setbacks, despite all, the talent on the other side. I'm sorry, but there was that one call on Cat where he was called for an unsportsmanlike technical foul. I didn't understand that shit. I mean, he's leaning backwards. Of course, his leg is going to rise up and knee the guy in the gut. And then there was other calls that all of a sudden we're looking that fucking far close, and we're like, okay, yeah. So Jordan Clarkson did hold old boy's arm. But how about the fact that old boy is also like on his neck and shit? But no, we're not going to call that. We're going to call this. I'm not blaming this on the refs. I'm not blaming this on anyone else but the players and the coach. And that kind of like leads and segues into that next topic, which we're going to get into, which is probably the headline of tonight's video. Who's to blame for this? And I'm sorry. There's one clear-cut winner for who's the one at fault, but I'm going to let you rock on that one first. Who's at fault for the woes of this team since winning the NBA Cup?
Let me jump in before we get to that, because what you mentioned was huge, right? Because we expect this team to play a certain way, right? We want them to play physical, we want them to be intense, but it's pretty fucking hard when the calls aren't fair, right? You mentioned that call on Cat that was an unsportsmanlike knee to the groin. Last game, they did that same shit to us, and they said that was in their motion. Please tell me how you're going to the basket, going up, and your knee is not up. I don't quite understand that. If you play basketball, that is normal motion. So it's really hard for this team to get a rhythm or play as aggressive as Guys are playing against us when the calls are not 100%. Again, not a reason for the loss, not at all. But, we as fans want them to match intensity and match aggressiveness. But how the fuck can that happen when we're getting called for nonsense? For absolute nonsense. Like, these dudes got their hips on our guys as we're bringing the ball up all motherfucking night, and that's not a foul. I don't understand. But Devin Booker's pushing off all fucking night, and he gets to the line, what, 12, 13 times? Like, come on. Like, they can't just, yes, we blame our guys for losing. Absolutely. But it got to be a fair line. And to me, it's just not there. Like, it's just not. You're on mute.
Kev, you want to add to that?
Nah, it's true. A lot of the callings from the referees are unfair. You can see it. They can play physical. We can't. I agree. I thought that I was confused by that tech on Cat. I didn't understand it. But I'm not surprised how these referees call these games, man. Like it's been like that for a long time. It's never gonna change. But we just gotta play better, man. Or that simple as that. We just gotta play better. We gotta play through all the bullshit. And because obviously nothing goes our way. You know what I mean? It's just not. So what we have to do is just figure out a way to get everything right back to the way it was and start winning games. Period.
I think that I don't even know what to think because it's so hard to gauge what's going on with this team when you notice that the effort is the energy is not the same, the assists aren't there. I mean, just look at the last 5 games. What was the total number of assists? You're not seeing the ball movement. You're not seeing the pace increase, which is one of the calling cards of Mike Brown. The pace is supposed to be up, yet the Knicks are still one of the 5 top or the bottom 4 slowest paced teams in the NBA. And it's frustrating because we're still doing the doctrine of 43s a night, yet we're still hitting them at a 20 to 30% clip. And when shots are not dropping, where's the adjustment? So I'm sorry. That's a thing. And I think that's kind of where we're segueing into the next topic very easily because I only have one candidate to really blame for the Knicks' woes.
Don't take our shine on this one.
Wait, one other thing that killed the Knicks too was the 19 points off of 17 turnovers. That was terrible.
Yeah.
That killed us. The 17 turnovers, and they completely took advantage of all of it.
They did. They absolutely did. 17 turnovers leading up to 19 Phoenix Sun points, and a lot of them were unanswered.
Right. Stupid mistakes, mental mistakes. This is what I'm saying. Because if you look at the free throws, right, we were pretty close in free throws. I think we had 23 free throw attempts. 25, right? They had 20 plus as well. So I mean, yeah, some of the calls were bullshit, but we were right there. It's just like mentally, defensively, in transition, like they were knocking down 3-pointers. Royce O'Neal took a 3-point that I'm like, where is everybody? You know what I mean? Like we still struggling on the defensive end, and I think that's a real big issue with this team. And they still, for some reason, cannot figure it out.
Survey says that's kind of why I'm leading into that next topic, because That next topic is key. Because who's to blame for the woes? Oh, Mrs. Nix. Do I got to ring the bell? Go
The
ahead.
motherfucking coach is to blame. That's who you blame. That's exactly who you blame. And I'm going to give reasons why you blame him. You blame him because today, in today's game, with 7+ minutes left, they were in foul trouble. And we did not play aggressive enough to win at the line. That's why the coach is to blame. The coach is to blame because we're shoot 8 for 21 threes and keep fucking shooting them shits. And no one says stop. No one says play mid-range. No one says let's get an easy bucket. The coach is to blame because we still doing this spray three bullshit that don't work. We're not the fucking Warriors with Clay and Steph and them. We're the Knicks. We're not that team. The coach is to blame because you know what? You're not using Cat or right. You're not. As much as we could blame Cat for not being aggressive, for doing stupid fouls, you're still not using him right. You're still not. He's still at the top of the three. He's still forced to create. When we have multiple guards on the floor that should be creating for him, he should be getting the basketball beneath the foul line and taking it into the basket. But no, you want him behind the three with the two wings on the side and the fucking point guard on the side diagonally. That's why you blame the fucking coach. You don't know what the fuck he's doing with this team, and he's ruining our motherfucking season. That's who you blame.
You told me not to steal your thunder, and now you're stealing mine. So, how do I get around that one? I know. Let's just call it like this. Mike Brown is clearly the only person that you blame for this because I just mentioned it a few seconds ago. The calling card of Mike Brown. Princeton, free-forming modified version of the Princeton offense, supposed to pick up the pace, supposed to pick up the speed, supposed to increase scoring. Well, the Knicks did that, but so did the rest of the fucking NBA. The Knicks last year under Coach Tom Thibodeau, what was the biggest knock on Thibodeau? Adjustment, heavy minutes on the starting rotation, not enough diversity in the offense, not a lot of that. This year, under Mike Brown, you have the majority of the same team, the same nucleus, the same everything, except for the exception of Yabusele and Jordan Clarkson. It's essentially the same exact identical team from last year. And somehow, somewhere, in some out there universe, Mike Brown, who has a lot of success as an assistant coach, winning 4 championships, never as a head coach, mind you, who took the Sacramento Kings and they raved and raved and raved on how he increased the pace and made them one of the most exciting teams in the NBA. Remind me again, what was the Kings' record every year that he was the head coach? Did they make the playoffs? Did they win a championship? So while firing Tom Thibodeau may have been the right thing to do, which we all agree it probably wasn't, considering that it was not a Leon Rose decision. We all know that it was a James Dolan pushing his freaking, his agenda on the situation. But whatever may have happened, you took Tom Thibodeau out, you brought in Mike Brown. He wasn't even your first choice. He wasn't even your second, third, fourth, or fifth choice. He was the only guy available and had the best interview, according to sources. You bring that in, and the first thing that strikes me about Mike Brown, this doctrine that we are going to shoot 43s a night. Why? If I'm not saying that we don't have 3-point shooters, obviously we do. But why would you in the course of an 80 to a 90 shot game, where a team probably shoots 90 to 100 shots, why would you give up more than 40% of them to behind the arc when guys are not shooting them more than 40% each? But what do I know? I'm just a fan that's watching it. I've been watching basketball for about almost 40 years. Secondly, you took one of the most top 10 defensive rated teams last year. Where are the Knicks ranked right now in terms of team defense? In the mid-teens to almost high 20s? That's not Knicks basketball. That's not even an improvement under or anything about Mike Brown that's in his favor. So what was the biggest thing about Tom Thibodeau that we wanted to change? We wanted to have, the starters to not play heavy minutes. Well, let's just take a quick look at the box score, and let's look at tonight's starters. OG Anunoby, 39 minutes. Karl Anthony Towns, 35 minutes. Mikal Bridges, 37 minutes. Miles McBride, 36 minutes. JB and Josh Hart didn't play, but I'm pretty sure if they did, they would both average about 30 to 37 minutes each. So what exactly happened? Mike Brown inherited a team that Tom Thibodeau, Leon Rose, Gerson Rojas, and Worldwide West built, developed, and nurtured, inherited it. And what was his one thing he did? Let's not focus on not so much on defense. Let's shoot 40 fucking threes. Mike Brown is the reason we are losing. Because it's one thing if the team is making mental mistakes on a consistent basis and losing games at the last second. You would see results where the Knicks are losing by under 5 points almost every single game, and it would be frustrating as hell, but at least they're fighting and they're just right there. But you couldn't say that in Phoenix last week. You couldn't say that with Phoenix tonight. You couldn't say that with Sacramento. You couldn't say that with the Golden State Warriors. You couldn't even say that with the Clippers last week. Something is not right. And when Mike Brown, the new head coach of the New York Knicks, talks about your forward/center, who is an All-NBA first overall pick, over 12 years ago, is considered probably the best shooting big man, and you tell him and you degrade him and you reduce his role, and now he doesn't know what he's supposed to be doing, and now Cat looks lost. And now, honestly, you know what? What's kind of weird is that last week, before the road trip, T ranted about Paul Pierce saying that, Cat doesn't look like he's happy there. I feel like I have to take that back. Like, honestly, because Cat actually deserves a whole lot better than this. And what's crazy is that before he got here, when Tom Thibodeau was the head coach of the Minnesota Timberwolves, he was to blame for his firing. Cat then gets traded to Tom Thibodeau's new team and flourished, was an all-star, was all-NBA, was actually increasing his defensive intensity and didn't average as many fouls. Nowadays, Cat is almost on the brink of fouling out almost every single night. And I'm starting to wonder, maybe it is the coach. Well, fuck wondering. It's definitely the coach. Kev, what do you think, man?
Hold on. Can I jump in real quick? Because I need to add this.
Sure.
This is why he's the motherfucking problem. Who the fuck does this in the middle of a game to an opposing player? I don't care that you know him. I don't care that you coached him. I don't care. That's not a good look, and that's not what New York is about. That shit is unacceptable. You call our players soft. You just showed as the coach how soft this team is by doing this dumb shit to a guy who's been nagging on Cat all game, to a guy who likes starting trouble with our players. You do this in the middle of a game. Completely fucking unacceptable.
Look at the look on the referee's face. Like, this is some bullshit right here.
That shit boiled my blood so bad. Go ahead, Kev. My bad.
Nah, you good. I understand the frustration. You know, it's upsetting, but I'm, you know, you guys went with Mike Brown, so I'm gonna put a little bit of blame on Cat as well, right? Because you know we traded Julius Randle and Dante DiVincenzo to get him. We gave up a lot. To me, I think we gave up, you know, a lot for him, in my opinion. You know, because those guys were solid for us. You know, lately, I mean, he doesn't he hasn't been taking advantage of the mismatches. Like when you got a guy like Russell Westbrook on you, you're supposed to take advantage of mismatches like that. He's a horrible defender. When we was playing the Kings, those guys, nobody on that team are great defenders, and he didn't take advantage of none of those mismatches. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like you are our second best player on this team. You should be putting this team on your back anytime guys like Josh Hart or Jalen Brunson goes down. You are the second best player on this team. You are the go-to guy after those guys go down, man. Like you supposed to be carrying us, and I feel like you're not playing with that kind of intensity. You complain a lot, you cry a lot. You know, sometimes, you know, a lot of those fouls be his fault. Like, let's be real. I watch it, y'all watch it. It be his fault, especially with them stupid hook fouls with his shoulder and all, with his elbow, how he be hooking people. That's all him. Like that. Sometimes when he's about to set a pick and he puts his hip out, that's all on him. Defensively, he's been trash. I mean, I don't understand what's going on with him lately. As of late, you like I said, you are our second best player. We expect more from you. We traded a lot for you. We know that you're capable of playing at an all-star caliber level, but you haven't been playing like that as of late. So I'm gonna have to put some of the blame on him, and you know he got to play better, man. He's not leading us right now. To be honest with you, I feel like McCall's playing more of that leader role than he is.
You know what's kind of crazy though is that on that note, I agree with you 100%. You know, Cat does have a lot of tendencies and habits that are detrimental to the Knicks' success. Um, could it just be that that disconnect, in your opinion, between him and Mike Brown, since Mike Brown doesn't seem to know what to do with him, doesn't know how to position him correctly, doesn't know how to utilize him or distribute his minutes correctly, and because honestly, like Sis has always been saying, the offense should be running through him because
It should. We've been
JB
saying that for the longest.
because JB because the
We've
difference
been
between him and JB besides the role and size is that JB's a closer, but Cat should be the star. Cat should be the featured on offense. It doesn't have to be JB. JB can do JB things on the side while Cat's cooking. Cat's not even doing that on a regular basis. I mean, like Sis was saying, 23 and 10 tonight. I mean, that would be good in Minnesota, maybe, but not when you're trying to win a title.
no.
Or in the game where JB was playing. So I'll take 23 on the game where JB is playing, but on a game where we need you to be the guy, it's just not enough. It's just not enough. And to go back to what you said, Kevin, I agree with you. Cat is to blame as well. But I 100% feel like he's not being played correctly. And yes, he's been ass on defense. But you know what? When he's involved offensively, his defense looks a whole lot better than when he ain't playing
But
good
that's when he's
offensively.
involved. But that's when
Yes,
he's
when he's
involved. Like
and that,
sometimes,
let me tell you,
sometimes,
to be honest, Cat should be getting the first shot every fucking game. Cat should have the first shot every game.
Yeah.
I agree. I don't disagree with that because for the longest times we say that the ball should go through Cat, but there's times that he don't play with that aggression.
Yeah,
It's,
he
it's just,
needs to play with it for sure.
but like that game against that game against fucking the Kings, like Maddie just said, you had Zach LaVine and DeMar DeRozan. Those guys are not great defenders. Russell Westbrook is not a great defender. You only had 13 points against that team. The Kings are trash.
They're not even good defenders, let alone
Right,
great ones. They're not even good
right,
ones.
right. On a game like that, why wasn't you playing with that kind of effort? Russell Westbrook, you didn't even back him down. I watched that shit. I'm like, yo, what?
I mean, on one hand, I see it. I see what we're all
Pressure washed
saying,
this up too.
but at the same time, if you roll back to when we made the trade, this was the kind of thing that we were concerned about because he's a power forward. He's not a center.
Right.
He's the center that that the prototypical center that we all grew up on doesn't exist anymore. The guys do not back down anymore. They don't go for the fadeaway or the hook anymore. They just basically are spreading out 5 out and running pick and rolls in the center, might get the rebound and a putback or an alley-oop here and there. Very rarely do you see, everyone's now a jump shooter. And if you don't have a shot, you're pretty much not in the league and not getting any burn. So I understand on that aspect, but when it comes to Towns, I've never seen him do that backing dudes down, like a traditional center would on a consistent basis. Has he done it? Has he done it? Sure, but does he do it consistently? No, that's not his game.
He should though, man. Like when you got guys like that on it, you got to take full advantage of those opportunities, bro. You could either put them in foul trouble, or you somebody will come up with the double team, triple team, 2 guys left wide open, you pass it off, draw a foul. I mean, something. He ain't even doing that.
Well, what's crazy though is that like it's like if we all most of us all watch the MSG telecast, and what is Clyde always saying when it comes to playing defense? You play it with your body. You don't play it with your hands. You don't play with your you don't play defense with your hands and your legs and stuff like that. Cat plays with all his limbs, and they're never in sync for some weird reason. It's like a discombobulated kind of shit that like I don't know what's going on, but it's like whenever he goes for a natural shooting motion, whatever you call that these days, it always looks awkward. So when calls are made, I'm always looking at it, it's like that's not a foul. But then when you see it on replay, you're like, it's not a foul, but it's not natural either.
See, it looks kind of weird. The thing I think is that he's trying to oversell it because he's not getting the calls. But it does look hella weird. It looks hella weird.
And one other thing I noticed this season is the 3-point shooting is declined crazy, bro. His shot is not falling, and sometimes he made that one long ass 3-point shot pause, but that was crazy, bro. I was really mad that he even took that shot.
I don't know. I mean, what do you guys think in the comment section? Who's to blame for the Knicks' woes? Do you think it's Jalen Brunson? So far, no one here has said that, but I've heard a lot of commentary on that. Is it Karl Anthony Towns, as Kev is alluded to?
Blames Jalen Brunson doesn't watch basketball. They just don't watch what we watch because you can't blame him. Yes, he's had games where he's been, but every NBA player has a bad game. You can't name an NBA player, an NBA legend, an NBA great, your GOAT. They all have bad games. It's a fact.
Right.
I think that when I hear the commentary about Jalen Brunson, it's being the reason why the Knicks are struggling is it's mainly because of his style of play, and a lot of people don't like it. Because it's not flashy. It's not.
That's bullshit. When we got to last season, out of necessity, he did the same shit. He was even more selfish last year than what we see this year. And it took us to where we needed to be, and the team looked in sync. This team does not look in sync. And the only difference in my eyes is the fucking coach. We got the same starting lineup. You know what I mean? We added Clarkson, which some days is good, some days is bad. We added Yabusele, but he barely gets any burn. So the team is practically the same. The only difference is the coach. The only difference.
I don't know. I mean, I still think that it's really come down to the coach, and it goes back to the one thing that we said. I don't even know how long ago. It's maybe like a couple of months ago. Is that I don't think Mike Brown ever took into account how his philosophy on offense was going to affect, or how is it going to collide with the roster that we have assembled currently. It's like I think if I remember that show and recall that show correctly, sis, you said it's like I don't think he's ever watched a Knick game last season at all. He just brought in a philosophy, and it didn't work, and it wasn't working. But then it started to click because it started to fit and become second nature. We win the NBA Cup, and then all of a sudden, a lot of these.
But it didn't start to click. No, because it didn't start to click. Think about it. Those games when we started winning, the Knicks took less 3-point shots. Remember, because that's when he started with we didn't take enough. That's when we started winning. That's when we went back to what worked for us, playing the mid-range, getting easy points. Everything he said that he was going to do as a coach has failed thus far, or he just hasn't done it, right? The only thing he's done is making us shoot more threes. We don't see faster pace. We don't see alley-oops to Mitch or any big man for that matter. We don't see none of that shit. Nothing that he promised us when he did his fucking entrance interview. Nothing we have seen him play. Nothing he's done. Zero. He's made this team worse.
No pick and roll. No pick and roll.
Zero.
No pick and pops. None of that.
It's pick.
No.
It's break the defense, shoot a three. Break the defense, shoot a three. That's it.
Yeah.
Move the ball around, shoot the three. Yeah, that's pretty much the Mike Brown offense, and it is
play a player,
yes.
Play a young guy. He make one mistake, you don't see him again. You don't see him again. He shoot an air ball, you don't see him again. Like, I don't understand. They have great games. Our guys come back healthy, and then we don't see them again. And this is why I have a problem with not playing them at least a little bit, because guess what? Guys keep going down. And then, the young guys got to step up. And now what? We haven't seen Diawara play in how many games, and now you're going to start him? Like, are you setting him up for failure? Because that's what it looks like to me. That's what it looks like to me.
Yeah, 12
and not
minutes,
only that,
3 points.
The player movement isn't good. How many times did we get stuck in a corner today? Tyler, back-to-back, stuck in the corner. Clarkson, stuck in the corner. Fucking everybody getting stuck in the corner because we ain't moving.
We become too predictable. And that was another thing that that Mike Brown wanted. He's like, we want to be the first one to the corner. And so when they are getting first to the corner, the defense just needs to just send two guys there, trap the ball, and then don't worry about the mid-range because no one's coming in there anyway. Just guard the 3-point line. Just make sure no open threes get loose. But again, this is becoming horrible to watch. It's becoming more and more difficult to watch. I'm kind of glad that that we didn't do shows after those West Coast trips, because it would have been fucking hell to be up at 12:30, 1 o'clock in the morning trying to talk about this basketball without using a shitload of expletives, because we're going to be like, what the fuck? We stayed up all this time to see this.
That's exactly what I said in my room. Exactly what I'm like. I just stayed up to watch this shit. This on a back-to-back night at that. Watch this.
When you could have been laying in bed, probably just chilling, watching TV, spend time with your significant other, do something else, probably catch up on your sleep, whatever. No, you stayed up to watch the Knicks on a back-to-back play, on the West Coast, for them to play like ass, like pure ass. They need to fix this. I mean, the only saving grace that I can assure people is that in the beginning of the season, after the first 2 or 3 games, we did have, a bit of a slump, and then they started winning games again. Maybe this is just another one of those up and down moments during the season. But this right now does not look good, especially as the competition gets harder to to deal with, because we still haven't seen the Thunder, we still haven't seen the Lakers, we still haven't seen the Rockets, and we at least have 2 or 3 more games with the Pistons. We have at least 2 more games with the Cavs. I think 1 more game with Boston. These are teams that are coming for us. They've been, and I don't know how we're going to react to that. Oh, we haven't played the Nuggets either. So I mean, it's going to be a fun season, isn't it?
Yeah.
Kev, anything you want to add before we move on to the next topic?
You could go on to the next topic.
All right. Well, again, everybody, thank you so very much for showing up tonight. Final topic of the night. Make sure you hit the like and the subscribe button. If you want something that you want Knicks and Nish to address, please, bless us up on the super chat. It is always open. We will stop whatever we're talking about to address your question and or comment. Final topic of the night, ladies and gentlemen, is that tonight was a kickoff of Knicks homecoming weekend, otherwise known as Knicks Legends Night. About over 50 former Knicks legends were in attendance tonight at Madison Square Garden. So it was really cool to see that many Knicks legends and or representatives of the dearly departed Knicks legends. But sis, how'd what did you think of homecoming?
I think we don't ever need to do that shit again, because every time they bring all these legends, we lose. Season after season. We lose this game. We lost it last season. I love to see them though. Like, I love seeing the guys together, especially like the ones we watched growing up. And even the OGs that I didn't get to see, because they're getting older. A lot of them are passing away. So it's good to see them, but this ain't the first time we lost on Legends Night.
Come to think of it, I've been thinking about it. It's like, yeah, almost every time we do a Legends Night, homecoming, whatever you want to call it, we do lose, and we lose in the most angry, in the most unacceptable method, where we as Knicks fans are just pissed. We're like, for real, really? I mean, Kev, what are your thoughts?
To be honest with you, I thought it was cool, and I like how it kills the narrative of like the Knicks organization don't know how to take care of their players, and that kind of kills that narrative, because all them guys there look happy to be there. We giving them their flowers, and it's good to see them, man. To be honest, it was great to see Melo and John Starks, and even Iman Shumpert. As much shit he talks about the Knicks and how mad he was after we traded him, and mad at Knicks fans. He was mad at Knicks fans, and it was even good to see him because I was actually mad to see Iman Shumpert go. It kind of, I was actually sad that he even had that injury. So it was good to finally see him back in Madison Square Garden and all them other guys that were there. But it definitely kills that narrative that we don't give out old players their flowers. All we need to do is
I,
fix that little beef with Charles Oakley, and we good.
that was where I
Oh,
was
he
going to
needs to
go with.
fix that beef with us.
Uh, I don't know if that will ever be a situation that will be amended. I don't think that. I don't even think Oak even gives a shit. To be honest with you, but it was really cool to see the Knicks legends, the Knicks alumni. Um, a lot of them aged. I mean, like I almost couldn't. I almost didn't recognize Kenny Walker. I almost didn't recognize Kurt Thomas for a second, even though we've seen him a few times. But it's like you see him for a split second, but now you see him a little bit longer. It's like wow, he's aged. But it was really cool. I mean, a lot of those guys you see them on a regular anyway because they're always at the Nick game. Like Patrick Ewing, John Starks, Stephon Marbury, Melo's always around. J.R. Smith and Iman Shumpert. Every now and then you'll see them. But again, the guys that that we're not familiar with or we've never really seen, but we know of them. Obviously, like Bob McAdoo and Michael Ray Richardson, and guys from from earlier times. I mean, but it was really cool to see Danilo Gallinari back. I mean, that was kind of cool. Why'd they
Yeah,
invite Eddie Curry and Mike Sweetney back? I don't know.
like Trevor
There's a,
Ariza. Trevor Ariza. I was shocked to see him there.
I was like, yeah, y'all just called anybody, and
Yeah,
it's like y'all pulled out the Rolodex. It's like, all right, who do we got around today? It's like, yo, you want to come? All right, no, yeah, you want to come? Send your tickets. So you want to come? You don't send your tickets. And it's like, what the? Some of these
like
guys, like, come on.
yeah, I felt like Trevor Ariza wasn't a Nick long enough to be celebrated like that.
Well, we drafted him, so
Yep.
But like, how long?
um,
Like, I think he played how many years with us though?
3 if I remember correctly.
3. Oh, okay.
He was here a minute. Eddie Curry, I don't know why. I mean, Zach Randolph kind of like threw me off. I was like, yo, I
He's
mean,
not
and
really a
Randolph.
Nick.
I mean, he is in the sense that he was here, and he was here during the doldrum years, and he was here for maybe what 1 or 2 years. But the crazy thing is, I thought Zach Randolph was still playing somewhere.
I
Was
feel
it
like
not?
if the once a Nick, always a Nick don't apply to you, you shouldn't be invited to Legends Night.
I feel
But
like I
that's
feel
kind of the
like
thing.
I feel like David Lee is more of a Nick than or what you call it, the guy you just mentioned that we traded for Chicago. Even more of a Nick than Zach Randolph. Think about it. Like we drafted David Lee.
Right. Um, that Nate Robinson was there. I don't know
Nate
why
Robinson.
I don't know why Jerome James was there. I mean, Jerome James is
Well, we
considered
gave
one of
him
the
that bogus. We gave him that bogus contract.
well, yeah. So I can understand why he would accept the invitation, but why would we extend one is beyond me. But then
Okay.
again, you got his contract, and right next to his is Allen Houston's. So it's up there. Um, it was really nice to see Herb Williams again. Herb Williams will have always have a soft spot in my heart. You know,
Yeah,
you know,
Herb Williams.
because
Yeah, I could see that
uh,
too.
and for being like, he just loved being a Nick, playing behind Patrick Ewing, and then being the assistant coach for all those years. I mean, it was great that they gave him his flowers. Um, Yeah, and I think that's about it that I remember. Sis, anybody else stick out to you?
No.
Uh,
No, I mean I knew who Skywalker was right away because Frank is like, "Who's that guy with the dreads?" I'm like, "That's Skywalker." Like, duh. But yeah, he do look a little different with the dreadlocks. It was super good to see Nate, especially after all the health, that health scare he had
Yeah, right.
last year. So it was good to see him doing well. But again, just the older guys, like our Knicks history is going to be gone soon because a lot of them are, super old and passing away. So it's good to see them continue to get their flowers, especially guys from, that championship team.
I,
Oddly enough, no Phil Jackson.
good,
How about
good.
enough him on our court again like that?
I don't think him and Melo could coexist.
I'm sure that they probably could. I think that Phil would never want to ever be at Madison Square Garden ever again. Uh, unless like they're honoring a late teammate, maybe like God forbid the day we lose Clyde, or God forbid we lose someone else from that team that, I don't think there's anybody left really. Maybe Dollar Bill or Jerry Lucas, but aside from that, I don't think that you'll ever see Phil Jackson at Madison Square Garden again, under any capacity, unless they're honoring Michael Jordan again or something. I don't know. Michael Jordan, congratulations for being the biggest pest to Madison Square Garden. No, whatever. I don't know. But what is your favorite Knicks, homecoming weekend moment? Drop a like, drop a comment. Let us know what you think. We are approaching 1 hour.
So let me ask y'all that since we have all those OGs in the house, who was your favorite Nick and why?
Kev, you lead off.
I'm gonna say Pat, man. Pat Ewing. I felt like he had it the toughest, all them years facing Michael Jordan and all those guys, and not having a extra star player next to him. And even with that, like playing with a bunch of role players, I don't care what Charles Oakley says, man. I felt like Pat Ewing put out that team for all those years on his back, and carried us. If it wasn't for him, I don't think we'll be nowhere. Like our history would be trash for real. Like the '90s would be trash if it wasn't for Patrick Ewing. So I gotta say Patrick Ewing, man. He 1000%.
I have to echo the same sentiment. When you think about the mid 80s to 90s, one name is synonymous with the New York Knicks, and that's clearly Patrick Ewing. If I have to give an honorable mention to somebody, obviously, one of my favorite players back then was also John Starks. John Starks to me was what Josh Hart is to us today. He was the heart of the team. He was the toughest of the team. He was the guy that had to deal with Reggie Miller. He was the guy that had the uncomfortable task of having to guard Michael Jordan. He had to, guard guys like Dominique Wilkins, and he had to show out from going from undrafted to playing in the CBA to bagging groceries at a Walmart or some shit in Oklahoma to playing at the world's most famous arena and having the career that he did, despite the fact that, the biggest tag that we have against him is the 1994 NBA Finals Game 7, despite the fact that he was killing in Game 6. Just Olajuwon got that block, but without that Game 7, I would have to say John Starks was my favorite. What about you, sis?
It absolutely was Patrick. I mean, growing up, season after season, we knew what we were going up against, right? We knew we had to somehow get through Reggie Miller and somehow get through Michael Jordan and somehow get through the Miami Heat, right? And season after season, he put his heart and soul into this team. When he had no more knees, somehow they regenerated and he gave us more next season. Every season he told us, next year we're gonna win it. And every season, no matter that we knew what was ahead of us, we believed him because that's how much respect and love we had for him. And that's how much he meant to this team. So he absolutely, I don't know. Jalen may get there one day, like at that level. You know what I mean? But Patrick has held that special place for so long. Now, if I have to add a second player, I'm gonna go with Iman. That's my boy. I love everything about him. Everything about him. And if y'all know me, like Knickerbocker knows me, he actually gave me my name. I'm Miss Knicks because he gave me that name. So that's a special bond, and he's just a genuine person. Like I love him as a person. I remember, having to have emergency surgery years ago back in New York, and my daughter posted that I was in the hospital. He DM'd her so fast, like, what's wrong with her? Where is she? And I'm like, no, Layla, tell him, do not come see me. Like, I look terrible. Like, do not come here. But I felt like his energy and his genuine love for the team. You know what I mean? Like Kev said, it hurt to see him traded because he was so important to that team. And
I remember that day so well when we had to tell you that he got traded, him and JR. How you did not want to touch it.
I literally cried.
Hold on.
Or even worse.
Hold on, Kev, because the thing is that when Shump got traded and we had to like break the news to her, me and Asim, our boy Asim, she did not want to talk to us for like a week. She was so distraught. I'm like, nah. And you sent him to the fucking Cleveland.
Cleveland to win a championship, right?
Well, to be honest with you, like I'm glad he won a championship. But to be honest with you, what hurt me the most was watching him go down with that knee injury.
Oh yeah,
because before that, I felt like that he had a lot of potential to be he had the potential to be that type of Jimmy Butler player for the Bulls at that time. You know what I mean? I felt like he would have gave us that kind of energy. If he would have been healthy and that knee injury would have never happened, I felt like he could have been a completely different player. So I felt like when that injury was worse than seeing him get traded, because at least, it hurt to see him get traded, but we put him in a position to win a championship. So to see him win a championship, I was happy for him for that.
Yeah, we put him in a position to win a championship, but we put ourselves out of a position to win a championship because LeBron.
Yeah, but just remember who was running that team. Just remember who was running that team, though. It was fucking Phil Jackson.
For sure. No, for sure.
I'm still trying to.
But like,
you know what's crazy?
Thing I loved about him is kind of like us Yankee fans. Like, he did for us what Jazz has done to this team. He gave us character. He changed. How do you say?
He made it fun.
Gave us swag. He gave us swag. He gave us an identity, right? We weren't just the Knicks. We were the Knicks tape. You know what I mean? Like, we couldn't throw a shit in that time. Everybody was Knicks tape.
Since you know Iman Shumpert, I want you, if you can, and if you still talk to him, I want you to relay this message to him. Okay? And I want you to make it very clear. I never wanted you traded, bro. I don't know why you were so angry with Knicks fans, bro. I was so angry when they traded you, bro. I wanted you to be a Knick for life. Why was you mad at me for? I didn't understand the anger towards the Knicks fans. That is the one thing that confused me for years. Like, you mad at us? Don't be mad at all of us. I get that we got some dickhead Knicks fans. I get it completely. But not all of us wanted you to be traded.
I don't. Two things. I don't think that it's directed towards Knicks fans. I think it's directed more towards the Knicks organization at the time. And when it comes to the fans, you're right. There are dickhead Knicks fans out there that might say, that come out their face and become keyboard warriors and might be harassing. But the crazy thing is that, sis, help me out here. I still don't remember what the fuck we traded him and JR for.
Me neither.
Was it like second round picks or something? What was it?
I don't know. I don't even know, because they made no impact on the team. Whatever it was, didn't matter because we didn't get better.
I think that's how we ended up with like Jerry and Grant one year, maybe. I don't know. It could have been one of those years.
We got Lou Amundsen, Alex Kirk, and Lance Thomas, and a future second-round pick from Cleveland in exchange for Iman Shumpert, J.R. Smith, and a 3-team trade involving Oklahoma City Thunder.
So we got nothing.
So it freed up, supposedly.
So Lance Thomas. That's it. Lance Thomas.
From there, our team went to shit.
It went to shit.
It went to shit.
Yeah, because that's the season also that Melo had to have surgery, and we had Alexei Shved as our starting point guard.
Oh my goodness!
Yeah. Why didn't we invite Alexei Shved?
Blasphemy!
I felt like Chris Childs should have got a better ovation.
Nope.
Let me tell you something.
Why wasn't Greg Anthony
let me
there?
This.
Like, why wasn't Greg Anthony there?
Facts. I love me some Chris Childs. I still love me some Chris Childs. The reason I don't mention him too much is because I don't really like talking about the two-piece, because, rest in peace, Kobe. But that shit, that was New York basketball. That's the shit I want to see. That's the shit I want to see this season. Like, I want to see that type of intensity.
We don't got nobody on the team that's giving anybody else a two-piece.
I
hate to say it. I feel like we do. No, but let me say this. There was the game. It was on the West Coast trip. I forget who we were playing.
Sacramento.
Deuce took the ball and would not give them the basketball.
It was Dylan Brooks. It was Dylan Brooks against the Phoenix Suns.
Hey, I think Deuce got it in him.
I don't know.
He might.
I don't know if he's got it in him, to be honest with you, but there is one dude that I don't even want to, like, not afraid of him or nothing, but I don't want to test him. It's probably Huck 40. No, Huck 40.
Oh,
he looked like a goon from like a goon that just came out of Rikers like recently.
He looked like a goon from Paris and shit.
Nah, bro, he looks like he just got out of Rikers.
Like every time players have gotten into it, OG and Deuce are always front and center.
Yeah, OG true. and let's not forget Jordan Clarkson from time to time to square up or somebody. We haven't
seen it on the Knicks yet, but yeah. But like that's. Let me tell you something. If you get suspended for doing some shit like that and being a goon for the team, I'm good with it. I'll take the suspension.
Yeah,
I'll take it
sure.
Because at some point. You gotta let other people, like when you're growing up or when you have kids and you say, if such and such hit you, you better hit their ass back.
Oh,
like, don't let nobody bully you. Because if you continue to get bullied, they're gonna just continue to bully you. Like that's where I feel this Knicks team is. Like teams have tested us, we have failed the test, and we just continue to get hit. At some point, we gotta stand up for ourselves. You know what I mean? And it doesn't mean go out swinging and breaking dudes' noses, but we have to show that same level of, y'all not gonna bully us. We're not soft. You know what I mean? And it just gotta happen. It gotta happen because when you think about all the 90s teams, even the Mellows teams, like they weren't soft. Like no one was coming to bully us. We still had some type of pride in like this is Knicks basketball and we stand on this shit.
Yeah, we're not waiting for guys to break each other's noses, but we
the only way we're gonna get somebody like that. The only way we get somebody like that is if we trade for Jose Alvarado. Straight out of BK, B. Straight out of BK. When he gave homie Mark Williams the illest right piece to the face ever. I was like, oh, you see how short Jose Alvarado is? Boom! I was like,
Knickerbocker, you gotta get the video ready so that if this trade happens, we got the clips of every time Kev has said Jose Alvarado.
Listen,
look. You think I know how much you love him.
Plug? You think T Time is a spark plug? Huh?
Is he like your cousin or something? Is this what's going on, bro? Because like, I am seriously concerned. I am seriously concerned that if we trade for Jose Alvarado, first of all, what we ever give up for him is going to be hurtful. But when he gets here, that's like bringing a fucking pit bull into the Westminster dog show, a rabid pit bull into the dog show. That's what I ain't trying to have that shit.
I'm gonna tell you, we're gonna have our Cam Scatterboo of that type of energy in the NBA. That type of energy. He plays with that kind of recklessness, bro. This guy plays with no fear, man. No fear. You know what I mean? And I love Tyler Kolek. But I feel like he's playing on a leash. You know what I mean? Under Mike Brown. I feel like he's playing like, whatever I do, and if I don't do it correct, or I don't do this, or I don't do that, yanked right out
of the rotation.
That's all the young.
You know what I'm saying? So this is what I'm saying. Like I said, I love Mrs. Knicks. You know me for quite a while. You know how I feel about young guys. But actually, I feel bad for these young guys, man. I really do. You know what I'm saying? Because I really feel like we got something there, but I don't know what Mike Brown sees. I really don't. I see the potential in all three of those guys, right? But if we're not going to utilize these guys, let's go get guys that's going to help us win right now, because this is the season of fucking destiny, and we need to start fucking playing better, because we're going to start playing all these good teams right now, and they're going to start busting our ass. And the little 8 game over 500 is going to start going down and down and down and down. It's only going to get worse, because right now, the way we're playing, it is terrible. So, like, if you're not going to use these young guys, we need to figure something out to make this bench be better. Because right now, this bench is not clicking at all, and you're not using these kids you're not utilizing these kids to make them better. You're not.
Kev, what you expect? He not using our damn superstar to be better.
But this is what I'm saying. Like,
guys, he can't even make Cat better. He can't even make Cat. Not even better. He can make Cat. He can make Cat a fucking mini kitty cat. Like,
Yeah, but you know something? I agree with you. I agree with you, right? But there's certain times like Cat gotta get his head out his ass. You a fucking superstar, bro. And we traded for you. You're not playing like that. You're not. You know what I'm saying? Like it just hasn't. It's not the same Cat as of last year. His shooting is not the same. He's not playing with no kind of energy. None of that. We're not getting that from him. So you know, it could go both ways, man. It could go both ways because Mike
Well,
Brown's not doing his job, but at the same time, Cat, you're not doing your job either.
I agree.
all right. Well,
You know another guy. I love Mikal Bridges. I love him. I love Mikal Bridges, right? But why are you not attacking the basket, bro? With your long ass arms, bro. You should be banging it on people all the time. Why don't we get that kind of aggression from him? What happened to the Mikal Bridges from the beginning of the season? OG
uh,
and an OG. You're getting cooked on the defensive end. I'm looking at the numbers. I'm not gonna let you go away. Precious cooked you. And you've been shooting like shit from the 3-point line. What the fuck? Precious washed you up. Mira,
damn.
mira. Galleta por todos lados. 20 and 14. Sunned them. And then put his hand on his head and was like, good game, boy. Good game. So this is not just a Mike Brown thing. This team got to get it together.
Well,
Nigga Malcolm's face is hilarious.
well. I mean, this is the show that so many months ago, called Carl Anthony Towns a bitch, but yo, Kev, yo, I'm pretty sure OG and Mikhail, our beloved Wingstop 2.0 just heard that. And we will see if they react on Monday afternoon when the Knicks take on the Dallas Mavericks?
Yep.
Yeah, the Dallas Mavericks at Madison Square Garden at 5 p.m. for the annual Martin Luther King Day. But which is usually, a big thing. I don't know, when it comes to the Knicks and MLK Day, that game is always like, it's important. It feels important. But we will see. But that's an afternoon, a 5:00 start game. And it'll be on Peacock. Yay. And right. But we will follow.
I fucking hate Peacock.
I love that it's on. I love the NBA's back on NBC.
I can hear it in your voice.
I don't know.
Man, I thought it couldn't get no worse than what we've seen, but fucking Peacock is trash. Trash. But let me say this. I'm looking at the injury report, the Mavericks. PJ Washington day-to-day, D'Angelo Russell day-to-day, Daniel Gafford out, Cooper Flag out. I expect all of them to play. It seems like every time people come to the Garden, they want to play. So I'm going to say this.
Yeah.
Do not, Knicks, do not let Cooper Flag have a game in the Garden. Do not. Because they all love to do it. We haven't faced him yet because he was injured when they played out here in Dallas. So this is going to be our first time seeing him. I ain't buying the hype on the kid, but that's just me. But they like using the Garden as their playground. We have to stop that shit. Stop it.
Right.
Stop it. I don't want to see it. We need a win. By any means necessary. I don't care what we have to do, but we need a win. We need a win because this shit is painful to watch.
Yo, I ain't gonna lie. If Cooper Flat, if he plays, I'm a little concerned. That kid is learning a lot from Kyrie Irving, bro, and he's a hell of a player. So if he plays, and the way we've been playing defensively, I'm a bit concerned. I ain't gonna lie.
Oh,
I ain't gonna lie, man, because man, it just doesn't seem like we getting it right on that side right now, bro.
but let me go back because there's more. Anthony Davis out, Derek Lively out, Kyrie out, Dante Exum out. We just need to not play with our food. Period. We need to win.
So essentially this.
Better see it. We better see it.
We shall see. But until Monday, when the Knicks take on the Dallas Mavericks at Madison Square Garden, 5 o'clock Eastern, live on Peacock. So most of us will be able to catch to watch it. We will be back here on Monday night. Wait, I actually get to watch a Monday Night Raw? Wow. I haven't watched one in so.
Exactly. Me too.
I have not watched a Monday Night Raw. I've been skipping SmackDowns. I don't even know. I don't even know what's going on.
Highlights.
I might watch a clip here and there on YouTube. That's about it. I'm so out of tune with what's going on in the WWE. Forget what's going on in AEW.
Wait, before we dip out, right? I just want to say now this is the initial segment of the show.
I know what you're about to say.
Shout out to my motherfucking New York Giants. Yes. Yes. Shout out to my motherfucking New York Giants for actually from the day he got fired, it was like a bunch of swarming army ants just going after it. It's amazing. It was amazing. Shout out to John Mara, who's going through whatever he's going through healthy wise. I prayers out to him. Chris Mara, Joe Shane. Joe Shane went all in. And from what I hear, the guy was willing to do whatever it took, even taking another road just so John Harbaugh can sign this deal. Shout out to all those guys. I feel like the Giants did a magnificent job. Finally getting a head coach with some kind of respect in this league that knows how to build a team, that knows how to win, that's been to 2 Super Bowls, lost one, won one. And I'm happy, man. I'm happy. We got some good pieces that he could work with Jackson Dart, Cam Scatterbull, Malik Neighbors. Hopefully we bring back Wandale Robinson. Man, the guy got some pieces to work with now. And I'm excited, man. I'm excited. Now I just want to see how he what staff he puts together. That's the most exciting part to me now.
You're on mute.
Muted, bro. You muted.
About 15 years ago, 4 words were uttered at Madison Square Garden that gave me hope. Today, yesterday, when it was announced that it was official, I can now utter a different version of that saying and apply it to the New York Giants. The Giants are back. Because that finally, at long last, we now have an adult in the room who knows what it takes to win, knows how to actually handle personalities, actually knows how to direct, how to adjust, and how to lead. And with the fact that that John Harbaugh had the situation where he met with Atlanta, he was going to meet with the Giants, and then he was going to go to Tennessee. He didn't even get to fucking Tennessee. He got signed right then and there. He looked at the roster, he looked at the situation, he saw the opportunity, saw the potential, and the fact that he, a guy of that caliber and that pedigree to come to the New York Giants, an abysmal franchise since the last time they won a Super Bowl. That is amazing to hear, and I cannot wait to see what John Harbaugh does with Jackson Dart, what he does with Malik Neighbors, what he does with Cam Scatterbo when he comes back, if he comes back, and I want to see what who his OCs and DCs are going to be. I want to see what they can do with that defense, if they can finally fix it up, if they can do something in this draft and fix that line, if they can make this team a formidable contender, not just in the NFC East when you have the Commanders, the Eagles, and the Cowboys, but in all of the NFC. And if they can do that, then we're going to go back to this day or yesterday or day before, whenever it was announced that John Harbaugh was going to be the new head coach of the New York Giants, and say, that's when it happened. Right there. That's when our fortunes have finally changed around, because it's been a lot of years of really bad football. It's hard to watch, but you do it because you love it, you believe in it, and you want to rep where you come from or rep your team. And for a long time, to rep Big Blue was tough, but now it's finally something in the right direction. But sis, anything you want to add?
No, I'm super excited. He's a great coach. So he reps the Saints when he's in New Orleans, but he's really a Ravens fan.
I'm sure he's mad.
Coach, right? A matter of us getting healthy. I mean, we have the talent offensively. Scatterbo is a monster. He's a monster.
A little one, yes.
Right. Jackson Dart, he got some work to do, but he's solid. He's solid. He's solid. I'm excited. I'm excited to see, and we're gonna close out with this 6-4 in the trap.
I don't know what more else we can say when it comes to that, but I just can't wait to hear the day, next fall when it happens and we're hearing this song repeated. Touchdown Giants! But anyway, that is Knicks and Nish, folks. Thank you so very much for joining us tonight. We appreciate it. Make sure to hit that like, that comment, and that subscribe. Continue to do your part. We'll continue to do ours. Sharon is always caring. We will be back on Monday night following the Knicks and the Mavericks at Madison Square Garden for MLK Day. Be sure to, again, hit up the Knicks Shopify, cop yourself some merch. But until then, on Monday night, for the co-host, Kev Rodriguez, for the First Lady, Mrs. Knicks, I'm your boy, the infamous One Knickerbocker Ab, saying good night to everybody. Have a good weekend. Keep talking that ish, New York. And, of course, somebody please say it.
Hit the outro.
Boom shakalaka! The Knicks are grit. These kids and our party just lit. Better is the letter